Hello, welcome to my channel. If you watch my channel, you know that for the last couple of weeks, I've been working on a drill press tapping machine. My Delta slow speed drill press, I want to change it into a dedicated tapping machine. And for those 2 weeks, I've been trying to figure out how to get this chuck off. The reason I want to get it off is because I want to take the tapping head and put it right on here. I don't want to put the tapping head in the chuck and then the chuck on the spindle rod. But I changed my mind. I want to thank everybody for contributing to my quest to figure out how to do this and my making comments and trying to give me some direction, but I changed my mind. I think it'd be a lot easier to just make my own. I have 2 foot of 5/8 shafting. A couple of people have commented that I can get keyed shafting at like McMaster Car and a couple other places, but this is special. This has 2 keyways, and the depth of that key is the same as the width. Keyways are usually about half of the width of the key. This is full depth. So I got 156 wide by 156 deep on both sides, 180 degrees from each other. That shouldn't be too much trouble. How I plan on doing that is using my Spindex. People who aren't familiar with these here, I have a 5C collet in here, which will accept this rod. And it's graduated in degrees and minutes. So you put it in, you set it at 0, you do your work, you spin it around 180 degrees and lock it again with your pin. Lock it down. And I'm going to have this on the end of the vise, the end of the table and into the vise. I'll lock the vise down to make sure lock the piece down in the vise to make sure it's straight. And then I will lock this and clamp this down. I think that makes sense. Well, plus this original part has a radius on here. I'm going to hop in the lathe right away and just put like a big 45 and then blend it with a file. Let's get into the lathe and do that. Okay, I got my compound turned on 45 degrees. I'm just going to knock some material off of there and hit it with the file. I'm going to push this a little closer into the chuck. I'm going to hit this on the belt sander a little bit and then get into the mill. All right. The mill actually is already set up for the center of this rod. What I'm going to do is, I got some 1, 2, 3 blocks and a piece of tooling plate under that to bring this spindex to the right height, so that vise is just grabbing just across the diameter. And when I touch off, set my 0, I'll probably take like 20 thousandths depth of cut. I don't want to go too deep. I don't want to bust my cutter. Okay, what I have to do is put this in there, and then I want to clamp this down. I know the vise is straight. I just checked it. Now I'm going to take some toe clamps and clamp that. And then we'll start cutting. Here's a closer look at the setup. It's a little bit, the vise is clamped a little bit higher than the diameter. I have the spindex sitting on 1, 2, 3 blocks and a piece of 3/4 inch tooling plate. There's my toe clamps on this side and on that side. I am set at 0, 0. I'll make my first cut and spin it 180 degrees and do it again. Okay, let's do this. I've got the spindle set for 1100 RPMs. I'm going to touch off and set my 0. Let's do this. Put a little oil on there. All right. Well, there's my first end mill. All right, I got a new end mill in here. And I turned the RPMs up from 1100 to 1520. That was going kind of slow for solid carbide. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go down to 25 thousandths. 10, 25. No, I'll go to 30. All right, that was 2 passes at 30 thousandths. So 60, 70, 80 thousandths deep. Let's go another 30. 80, 90, 110. All right, another 30. After each pass, this is what I've been doing. I just kind of clean out that key. It's not really a key. It's like a drive dog. Okay, this is the last pass for this side. I got 16 thousandths to go. All right, I need to clean this up a little bit. Probably need to wipe that off. That went pretty good. The first end mill busted. It was a 2 flute. It was used, and I had it going way too slow. A 4 flute, excuse me, a 4 flute at 1550, 1520 or something like that. Seems to be the trick, taking 30 thousandths. Okay, I'm going to move that to 180. Okay, that's set. I felt that all of a sudden it got real hard to turn, like it quit cutting. That's 2 end mills. Okay, new cutter, set at 60 thousandths. I don't know what I hit there, but all of a sudden I could feel it did not want to cut. That should be it. Let's take this thing out, clean it up, and see if that pulley goes on it. You know, I thought this was going to be real simple. Throw it in the mill. Quickly make 2 little grooves. But I ended up breaking 2 end mills. The third one got it. The first one broke. It was a used end mill, but I thought I could push it through. It was used, and I was going way too slow. 1100 RPMs wasn't fast enough. I brought it up to 1520, and with a 4 flute, I was able to fly through there. That's why I was really surprised when all of a sudden on that, it just seemed like I hit a hard spot, which was strange. But I pushed it a little further and it snapped. Now, when I put the new end mill in there, I went real cautiously up to that point, thinking there might be something still hard in there or broken carbide, but nothing. And I was able to just fly through there, as you saw. And it turned out okay, I believe. We're going to find out in a second. As soon as I get these burrs off of here, the main thing is that it goes on this pulley. I have to deburr it down at the end of the slot a little more. that seems to work. The next thing is it has to go through the quilt. Seems to. What I'm going to have to do is figure out how I want to put that pin, the pin that's in here. That pin is there to drive this inner race of the quilt, in the quill. The inner race of the bearing that's in the quill. But anyway, I think I had enough today. It took a lot longer than I thought it would. But I got it done anyway. My Spindex worked just fine. My setup worked just fine. So I think I'm going to wrap this video up. So I'm going to have to say, until next time, enjoy.